Welcome to our pop-up test kitchen. Yesterday and today we've partnered with a lot of local chefs and food Instagrammers who've come in and shown us some really interesting and exciting dishes. We've partnered up with Vitamix to power this kitchen, and everything that we're making has a component that's made in a Vitamix. This is Brad from Saxon and Parole. He will tell you a little bit more about his restaurant and what we're making today. It's super exciting. I don't know if you guys have tried the Impossible Burger, but it's an entirely plant-based burger. And Brad, I'll turn it over to you for a sec.
Cool. So yeah, I'm Brad Farmerie, chef, partner of Saxon Parole, Bleecker and Bowery. Come see us, it's delicious. I met the founders of Impossible Foods about a year ago, and I was super keen to work with the product. Once I tasted it, I became a believer. Like, I wanted to hate on it. You know, I've had so many horrible veggie burgers, and this really isn't a veggie burger. It's plant-based meat. You can see it looks like meat, it cooks like meat, and it actually tastes a bit like meat as well. I always say it's not the Pepsi challenge though. Like, you'll know it's not meat, but it's gonna be satiating, it's gonna be delicious, and you're gonna want another one. So we're actually cooking them upstairs. So after this demo, you should go up and grab one. So yeah, started with only 5 chefs in America. So it was myself and 4 other chefs. We've been giving feedback to the company, and super cool guys to work with. Very, very smart. You know, when I meet these people, I feel like I am touching the future. This is just one thing that they're working on. They're working on a lot of different vegetable-based proteins. So eggs, chicken, the whole thing. So this is step 1 of hopefully a big climb into amazingness.
And so right now, only you and these other 4 chefs are working with this product, and it's not available yet to consumers.
No, they want to make sure that they can feed the supply and that the meat is the same price as ground beef. That's their point. They want it to be the same price so that it doesn't become a price option where people on lower incomes can't afford it.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
So here's some of the goodness I'm going to be working with. I've already made some of my sauces in here. We're going to make 1 vegan version and 1 vegetarian version. So the meat itself is vegan. It's made from things that you've heard of. There's no mystery. There's no like reveal. You know, it's got coconut fat. It's got protein from potatoes. But the thing that makes it really cool is heme, which is a vegetable hemoglobin. So if you think about your blood and your muscles and meat, that's what makes it red, is hemoglobin. And so these guys found hemoglobin in the vegetable world, in the roots of soybeans. And so that's what makes it bleed, and that's what gives it the good red color. So super interesting, delicious, and I'm going to cook it. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, so it cooks just like meat in about the same amount of time as meat as well. So we've made some little patties, and I get it at the restaurant like you would get ground beef. You know, it just comes crumbled up and looks exactly like ground beef. So we can form it into meatballs, meatloaves. We've done a bunch of cool stuff with it, but you know, the burger is the gateway drug into America. So, you know, you gotta go the easy version first.
And so how many of these burgers do you guys sell a night?
I think when we first got it, we would sell about 50. We kind of capped it at 50. But now I think the initial rush is over, so we do 25, 30 a night. But what I love is you'll get a couple that you'll order the burger, I'll order the Impossible Burger, they cut them in half, they switch, they're eating them, everybody's happy. You know, we literally probably have 99% of the people that eat it love it. I think the 1% is usually the person whose vegan girlfriend brought them in and they want to hate on it no matter what it tastes like. So yeah, so I think open minds, open palates. Yeah, and so what I did was I wanted to make sauces and condiments that enhance the burger. This is just plain Impossible meat, so I didn't do anything but put salt on it. So I want people to actually taste what that base product is. It's so delicious on its own, but even more delicious when we throw some stuff on it. So we made 1 vegan and 1 vegetarian bun. So we make these in-house and we toast it up.
Okay.
And one of the sauces that we're going to make in the Vitamix it's a mushroom cream. So what we did was we cooked wild mushrooms, garlic, onions, a little bit of rosemary, and little bit of cream, and we're going to puree that up. And one of the secrets of my success is we put wheat lecoche. So wheat lecoche is a corn truffle. Some people call it a corn fungus, but humans don't like the term fungus, so we'll call it a corn truffle. So I'm going to throw some of that in. And you can see there are little bits of corn still stuck on it. And if you throw like...
And where does it grow on the corn?
Actually on the kernel itself.
Okay.
So yeah, in America, we spray so much pesticide that this never happens in America. I hate to say it, but in Mexico and South America, it happens all the time. So it happens naturally. So maybe if you can put about a third of that in there.
Okay.
And we will get that rolling. So yeah, for me, the richness of mushrooms, and that kind of gives it that bass note, you know. When I'm cooking, you want, just like music, you want bass notes and you want high treble as well. So you have to have richness, and that builds that richness with the mushrooms, and then we're going to look at acidity to kind of cut that richness as well. And the also cool thing about this is you can cook them medium rare. It doesn't have to be fully cooked. Actually, medium is like a pretty good way to go, because that's where I think the textural contrast and the flavor is most like a burger.
And do you cook them on a griddle like this one?
We don't. I usually cook them in a cast iron pan at the restaurant, but you know, making do with what I got. So you can go ahead and give that a whirl.
Okay.
And yeah, so I'm going to start building after this tumultuous sound.
How pureed do you want it?
Cool. Yeah, a little bit more, and basically this is the texture that we're going to be looking at. Okay. I think that's good. And if you guys can see, you know, again, it browns up just like a burger does. It has that caramelization. It gives it the textural contrast and brings out some of those rich flavors. Here, I'll give you one of these guys. Thank you. And also, I'll have these sauces up here after the demonstration. If you guys want to come and taste, feel free. So yeah, so what we're going to do, again, we want to build up some of the base notes. So on one burger, the vegetarian burger, we're going to put the mushroom wheat lecoche puree. Might as well get some of that since you work so hard at it. So this is going to be starting to build the vegetarian burger. And also Impossible is pretty specific that they don't want it to be called a veggie burger. You know, what they're doing is they're going after meat eaters. You know, I think that they say roughly 7% of America is vegetarian. So they want to convert the 97 or 93%. I'm bad at math. So yeah, so they're looking at meat eaters. They're not looking to just target vegetarians or vegans. So yeah, so on the other burger, I'm going to put a vegan smoked paprika mayonnaise. Again, smoked paprika is going to start getting your brain in the direction of like grilling or smoking or barbecue and things like that. So again, your brain is going in the direction of meat. So
do you get a lot of people coming back time and again to enjoy the Impossible? Are they hooked? Like people actually change and they're no longer ordering the burger. They were a burger fan, but now they're ordering the Impossible burger?
I think the biggest show of the success is that they not only come back, but they bring a friend. So it's like, not only do I want to have it again, but I want to turn someone else on to it. I want to show them something that's super cool. So yeah, I think it's in such limited quantities in America that, you know, the people that try it really want it.
So what other restaurants are carrying the Impossible Burger? Where are they?
David Chang started serving it about the same time I did. So he's downtown. And I think Bear Burger just started it at maybe 4 or 5 locations. So I think there's probably about 12, 15 restaurants around America now serving it. So.
And you said you've also tried a bolognese? Yeah,
we've made bolognese, we've made meatballs, and actually we've done tartare as well. It's pretty good, you know.
Awesome.
So yeah, like I said, it's not an exact one for one, but it's something special that has its own flavor, its own qualities. So that's what we want to really celebrate. Not, okay, blindfold me and I'm going to know it's not meat.
Right.
You're going to know it's not meat, but it is delicious. I think that's the biggest point. So
So have you had fun playing around with it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Everyone in the kitchen loves it because it's super versatile. Just like if you have regular ground beef, you can do anything with it.
Right.
So
Awesome.
yeah. So I'm going to leap ahead a little bit. This one's probably a little bit rare, but
We're not eating these right now.
yeah.
We can put it on later and reheat it.
So again, we're going to put that burger onto the mushroom wheat lecoche puree. And the vegan, I think medium is how most people go for it. I think I think when it's too rare, the texture is a little bit different than meat. I think medium is where it's most like the feel of beef. So, all right. So on the vegetarian version, again, we built up that base, that richness, that deepness, and so this is the treble. So this is wild mushrooms. They've been cooked with sherry, onions, and vinegar. So yeah, this is going to give acidity and really kind of highlight that richness that you've already built up. And then last but not least, for the veggie burger, we're going to take a truffle cream sauce because you're all worth it. And kind of give it a little stake my claim. And then if we're in the restaurant, we would serve it just built up with a bit of vegetation. And that's that. Delicious, yes, yes, you can say it. Come on, vegetarian burger number one. So for the vegan burger, again, we want that acidity, we want crunch, we want texture, a little bit of heat even. So we made a poblano salsa. So this has lime juice, it has pickled onions, and the crunch of a mild poblano pepper. So this goes, actually, I am forgetting one step. I'm a liar. So again, a little more richness with avocado. And plus, everybody likes avocado, I've been told.
I wanted to also mention, for anyone who doesn't have a Vitamix, and if you're interested in a chance to win one of these, we're giving them away all weekend. So your wristband actually will get you a chance to win. Just head over to our booth, feedfeed, right behind, and they'll scan your wrist, and you're entered for a chance to win a Vitamix.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this just because they're sponsoring it, but once you've used one of these, you really can't go back to a blender. You're ruined for life. You know, Vitamix has you, and in their clutches. So they're super good. There's nothing else like it. Have one at home. We use it at the restaurant. The whole deal. So yeah, so richness of avocado. We'll put that salsa that I jumped the gun on. It's cool if it falls down, falls around, makes it real, right? Can't be too pretty.
Yep.
Then a tiny bit more of this smoked paprika mayo. Again, it's a vegan mayo base that we just add smoked paprika and a little lime to. And then, dun, 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 we're going to stake our claim on that one. It's impossible. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. I think the important thing with the vegan and the vegetarian versions of the burger is it's presented just like a regular burger would. You know, it shouldn't be scamming on fries or any of that stuff or garnish. You know, it's beautiful and delicious by itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plate this one, and I'll cut it open so that you guys can see what it looks like.
Anyone have any questions? Curious.
Come on, man. You got me all to yourselves. Let's hear it.
No? Yeah.
Crickets.
Have you experimented with this sort of material in different ways that you would with ragu or some sort of other?
Yeah, it works one for one for a lot of recipes. The one thing is really soupy, saucy recipes. Sometimes it doesn't work as well.
It
but
just breaks down.
it breaks down a little bit more than beef would.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think the starch that they use in it doesn't do a great job with really saucy recipes, but meatloaf, meatballs, things like that, it's amazing. Yeah.
If you were to season it, with any traditional spice, what would you season it?
You know what, I would say season it exactly like you do beef. You know, when we make tacos with it, and we put, you know, cumin, coriander, chili powder. So yeah, I think again, anything that you would do to beef for that recipe, you can do to the Impossible meat. All right. A little bit of cheese sauce.
How do you tell the difference between the buns?
Oh, you know what? I've got my ways. I can't tell you that. It's secrets. So, yeah. So I'll just give this a little slice.
Okay.
You can see it's sort of a medium rare. I like it all squidgy and messy, you know? It's like indulgent and delicious. Again,
Like a burger should be.
yeah, come on, you know, it's like you can't be tiptoeing around the fact that this is a burger, you know? It looks like one, it tastes like one, and acts like one. So, yeah, I want it super messy. I want you to order a beer with it, sit at the bar, have the best night of your life. That's not too much to ask, right?
No?
So, well, it's not going to get the fancy garnish. It's just going to look a lot like that. So, you can trust me. And like I said, we're serving them upstairs. We have like 1,000 of them. So, go upstairs and grab it, and you will like it, I promise. If not, come and find me, and I'll change your mind again. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Brad.
Sure,
and,
guys.
We're going to also move these over to this surface. I'm going to pull down the shades, and if anyone wants to get a great photo, feel free to stick around. We'll be taking photos and posting them on our Instagram and on our website. And don't forget to take photos of the food that you make at home and tag it feedfeed. Thanks again.
Cool. I'm around, guys, so come find me.